Okay, coaches. All right, here we go with companion plays off the buck. This is the exact PowerPoint that I presented at Rogers Clinic in Dublin in March of 23. It, it just using this to have voiceover uh, and to share it with some coaches that wanted a copy of the PowerPoint, but the videos wouldn't transmit. And here we go. Okay, let's talk about companion plays to the buck. All right, we talked in the first talk, which was three segments. This one is going to be three segments as well, and we talked about what makes a good buck. And so I just carried that over from Roger's idea about backs must carry out their fakes. Same as applies for the companion plays. They must be carried out on the companion plays too. Timing is also essential. We said that. It's essential on companion plays. Each player is responsible for a block or a fake on every companion play. We have, there's also access throws, and you can put RPOs on companion plays as well, especially the counter. Okay. The counter would be really good for companion plays. You need constraints, and that's what a companion play is. To the buck, it will slow down the defense if they know you're going to come out the back door with a counter crisscross or just a flat out counter or a reverse or something like that. Of course, you got your passes coming up in the next talk. And of course, the buck and the plays off the buck, like the quarterback trap and all that, they're also constraints to each other, vice versa. And you need to have blocking variations. We use three basic blocking variations, blocking schemes on our companion plays, power, counter, and of course, buck itself. We'll use buck blocking on the reverses and some other things that we do. We'll just backdoor the buck. And really, it's more like waggle because the lead guard knows he's probably going to be logging on the reverse, and you'll see that in the video clips. Okay. All right, first play is might be everybody's favorite. Maybe not favorite to do because you got to rep it up. I say invest in it simply because, dude, invest in it. And once you get it down, you got to rep it, but a few times a week. Uh, I like doing a ball exchange drill, just line the backs up and the quarterbacks about 5 yards apart, give them one ball, just have them go back and forth, handing the ball off. Of course, one line's handed off on the left, the other side, well, and then you got to reverse it. It's okay, hand it off on the right. And then some coaches run it, they just run it one way. They just practice running it one way and run it one way because it is a somewhat expensive play. We block it like counter, GH counter. Um, and we did when we had a tight end, we blocked it just like the wing T, under center wing T with the guard and the tight end. You'll see that too. Okay. All right, here it is without a tight end. We're going to down, down, back, pull, kick. He is going to gap hinge or drive the five tech here. He's going to wrap to the linebacker. And ideally, we want to wrap on the outside backer, which is him. He's just not out there in the hole. And then this is the guy. Okay. And no, this it's not given away because that's how he lines up a lot of times on jet and other plays as well. But I think you can run it with him being up here, even with the H, and then he comes back underneath. And as I told y'all when we talked over in Dublin, if you don't like the double handoff, you don't have to do it that way. You can just do a single handoff, make a good fake to the running back here, shuffle, shuffle like you do on the power read, and then give back underneath. All right, look here. That's pretty good stuff. Now, we hand it off the same, but the running back knows instead of just making a pocket and the quarterback putting it in his belly, I mean, you can't really see it on this angle, but if you go back and you look, Watch, he's going to take it with his hands. But see how he's got his elbow up doing it, and he's going to take it more with his hands. And what we do is we tell them, be quick, but don't be in a hurry. To quote John Wooden, and he'll take the handoff with his hands, okay, because he's not in a hurry, because he's not running to the edge, and then he's going to take and give it right back underneath to his Z right here coming underneath. It's good counter blocking. Okay. All right, same play. The thing is, if you're good at running buck and you don't block it perfect like we don't right here, you get so much movement from the defense, it still works well for you. See if you can see the handoff right here on this angle. See how he takes it. See right there? He takes it one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. He takes it with his hand so he can give it right back. And how, I'll be honest with you, not a whole lot of coaching went into that. That was doing that drill and just saying, because I've come to the opinion in my old age that one size doesn't fit all, and just doing it the way we did it when we first went wing T 30 years ago or so, and taking it on the hip, which is the way I did it for many, many years, and kind of like just doing the drill and letting the kids figure it out, and then coach them and say, hey, try this way, but figure out what works for your kids. I mean, when I played in the 70s, it was like our way or the highway kind of thing from the coaches. But and it's not giving the kids control of the program. What it is giving kids control of, a little bit of autonomy, because they're the ones on the field doing it. And I'm not that guy. What works? I mean, there's non-negotiables in this world, but how you take a handoff is not one of them, as long as how you take a handoff works. Look at the tailback's eyes. Look at his head. His head goes too. Watch it. Watch. See here, look where he is. He's making sure of it. Don't get in too big a hurry, because look, he's got this cat. This cat here is about to figure it out. It's going to be a day late. Dollar short. Okay. All right. Now this is from a tight end. Notice everything's the same, except instead of the H being here, it's the tight end here, and we're coming back underneath. Okay. So if you believe in playing with the tight end wing side, okay, it still works. But instead of a GT or a GH, it's a GE, a GY, guard and tight end. Love the way that the fourth player came up and flipped the guard. When my linemen chop one of their D linemen, they're right there at the line of scrimmage, they'll call that crap. They ain't calling this BS. Look at that. Jeez, Pete. Okay, let's watch. Quarterback's eyes are in the pocket. See how he took it with his hands? See, this is we can take the time because you can pause me. I'm taking more time and show you this stuff I didn't get to talk to you because we only had 50, 55 minutes over there. Look, he takes it with his hands and then gives it right back with two hands. You say, well, don't he need to carry out his fake? No, and I'll tell you why, because we've had so many problems in the past. I can show you film, one in the state championship game, where the first time we ran the counter crisscross, that son of a gun was laying on the ground. And the only two people who had a chance to get it were the two backs, because they're making sure of it, because he's making sure of it. Okay. Carrying out that fake. Look, he's done. He's done. He's done. Okay. Come about the defensive guys, we've already got what we wanted. Now it's 3rd and 8. And now we come up with a 4th and doable. Okay, because there's most teams are going to be set up to stop the pass on 3rd and 8, and you slip this in on them. Here's one more. Again, didn't do a great job blocking it. Down blocks aren't bad right there. Well, he misses him. Tight end has to take on the tackles guy. There's a quarterback power off the buck. All right, now we don't really fake the buck, we fake the sweep because what we want to see how many people we can get to chase, get those linebackers moving. And, in an ideal world, when, they're just flying out of there. And so we tell him fake sweep. And we're very specific. I didn't mention this in the clinic. When we run sweep, all we do is call jet blocking and tell the running back we're running sweep. And we only do it once or twice a game because it's a kind of a constraint for the buck. Now, when we're running buck, they got to figure out, is it sweep or not? Okay, so we block the jet and the running back, we call them a tailback sweep, the same. All right. And so that's what he's faking. And then we tell him on the quarterback power, you're not faking buck. Now, it's a buck action to begin with. And also, you get the one guard pulling. And so you get kind of a buck look. Okay. All right. But that's the sweep. I wanted to show you that. Now, this is back when we pulled both guards on jet, but notice it's not a buck. The backside guard's wrapping real tight. And you're supposed to be looking inside, looking for a linebacker to pick up and not just be out for a jog. Okay. And that's just setting up the quarterback power. Excuse me, the quarterback trap. So this is power. That's a trap. You hit it too wide. It's a trap. Now he ended up making the tackle. I'm not real big on blocking guys outside of the trap. Sometimes it gets you. But we got the first down. But he's going to bang that joker right there. And notice the fake never even made it into the pocket, and that's okay. The fake, the tailback is giving the fake. Boom, right there. So you got guys running out there. All right, here we're going to bend it. It's a good thing because it was a horrible job of blocking it. But quarterback's got vision. Right. Notice the Z is faking the bubble, making it look, and that's supposed to take care of the outside linebacker. Made him come from distance to make the play in space. Here's the power sweep read, and I call it that because we do run a power read in pistol where it's a downhill read, just like veer, and we block it like power, and we read the end. This is the one you see on TV. We block it just like powers, gap down backer, block back, pull, wrap to the linebacker, and we're reading him. And what we're trying to do is make this guy think he's being reached. It should be a keep by the quarterback most times. If you've been running the buck and the sweep right here and he thinks, there it goes. If they're well coached and he sees the down block and he squeezes in here, that's when you get the give. And you block and sweep out here. You got 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason I don't have a third guy here for him to block is on the video you're going to see there's not a third guy there. They don't put an extra guy over there. If they do, if they flip the field, bring the safety over, bring the linebacker over, whatever they do, it's simple. 1, 2, 3. Same rules on block and jet. Sweep blocking. Okay, we're going to run up here to the right. And he doesn't, the H doesn't really need to touch this guy because that's the guy we're reading. We should be blocking down, down, back, wrapping tight to right here. Should wind up this guy running, but it's going to be 1, 2, and he's 3. So he'll get right there. Try to avoid him. See, the H is lost in the mall. I know this is a give with some terrible blocking, terrible tackling. And just a great job by a running back that was not going to be denied. Number 10 does a better job of blocking his own man into the end zone than he does of blocking the defender. This is the guy you should block. There's the D end. You got 1, 2, because there's not a Z over here, so it's 1, 2. That's number 2. Reach him, down, down, back, pull a wrap to right here. Unless he's flying here, don't chase him. Wrapper, get this guy. Do not chase linebackers. So you got 1-on-1, 2-on-2, reading him, wrapping here to whatever shows in here. It could be him. And if this guy flies out of there, it'd be him. But this guy is what I think we wind up on. And the mindset on that is that big DN was looking dead at the quarterback. That's why he gave it. And remember the rule I've mentioned to y'all on RPOs at the clinic. If in doubt, give to live. The same thing applies to read plays. Okay. To run reads. Here's a keep. And the thinking on this is, can he tackle you? This is a good running quarterback. And so the read was, can the read man, the guy you're reading, let's see, 1, 2, 3, read him. Either we're going to wrap to him or we're going to wrap to him, depending on what this guy does. All right, but you're going to ask yourself, this guy right here, if he runs straight up the field, he can't tackle you. Okay. The other mindset on that is if you got the great running back, you tell the quarterback, give it if they can't tackle your running back. So can they tackle your running back? That's the thought process. Then they all ran out there. That's a great fake by the running back. Is the give. 44. Said, can he tackle my running back? The answer was no, and he gave it. Okay. Or here's your GH counter off the buck. We did horrible, horrible. This is cleanup time. And of course, you got the GT counter off a buck. And you block it just like GT counter. And there's two ways to look at this, coaches. You got are we trying to protect the buck, or do we have a great running quarterback and we're running the buck to set stuff like this up? Okay. Either way is fine. And again, not a very good job. We didn't run it very much. We were obviously big on counter crisscross and on the reads. I know we were big on this. This was good. And it's not a constraint off a buck. It's just flat out buck with the quarterback. Block it just like buck. And you get an athlete and you overload, and it sets up your rollout game. If you like to overload your rollout and roll out the trips, which I love to do, we did a bunch of that over the years. There's no overloaded trips and the back's over. It's just student body left. You got all those extra blockers. You're going to pull two guards. You got an extra blocker in the Z. You got an extra blocker in the running back. Another thing we have done, you walk this guy up or this guy up, walk this guy back, and now you've got an overloaded jet. Okay. There's Q Buck again. It's where our guard just tackled a guy. And we asked him why. He was ninth or 10th grader at the time. He said he was about to tackle the quarterback. So he's protecting him. He said, what? I can't do that? Right there. There he is. He turned out he was an all-state defensive end before he graduated. He was just a ninth or 10th grader then. Quarterback buck, baby. I love this one. Again, this is not necessarily faking the buck. It's a way we run jet sometimes. When a team's trying to box us, we'll block the buck and give it like a jet action. And the kick ends up being wide because, see, here's the guy we're going to kick because of the jet action, because they're running to jet. Number two was special. It's right here. So we're blocking buck. There we are. We call it Z buck because that's what we call that slot guy, Z. And we fake the buck counter to the tailback when we run Z buck. It's just a way of showing them we can do that. And sometimes it holds people on the backside. It's not going to make the play. Them coming from the backside is not going to stop us from gaining 4 yards if we block it right, but it could stop us from getting 40 yards because it slows down the pursuit. There's a couple back over there. The cornerback's late to the action up there at the top because of it, because of that counter fake. Even the quarterback forgot to do it on this one. He goes, oh, yeah, there you go. There's 1, 2. He's late. Corner's late. Like I said, the backside fake is not going to keep you from getting 4 yards if you block it right, but it will if you don't do a good job on backside fakes. It'll stop you from the big plays like this. And this is the ankle breaker right here. This was a hard fought football game. It turned out we beat them pretty good, but it was physical as crap. And this was 6, 7 years ago, and I still remember it. That game was so hard hitting. I was sore the next day. This would look like jet. We're going to block buck. I'm a firm believer use buck blocking as much as you can because it's just so cockeyed expensive. Why use it for just one play? That's my thinking on it. All right, here's our reverse off buck, and notice we block it kind of like buck. We don't have the extra blocker, so it's more like waggle. And we coach this guy up, and we have a little call. We'll make our buck call, but we have a little tag call to let them know that he's a good chance he's going to be logging. Okay, so we can just get this guy to step in a little bit when he sees this going this way. Then that sets up the log. Now, if he comes up and fits up out here, we'll kick him and get back outside. See, the lead blocker got all the way up the field and misses the guy. Got to slow down and break down. This was a purpose play. We come out to start the second half. It's early in the third quarter. And we're going to put them away. We run this first play. And they had film on us. We'd run reverse probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I don't know. This is 14th game of the season. And so we ran reverse, and they were in good shape for it. See? So we run it and come right back next play. Fake the reverse off buck and the tailback that we fake the buck to down the bottom of the numbers. I don't know what that tackle was thinking. Did y'all see that? Every time I see it, I go, what in the world were you thinking? Like it was a screen or something. We called slide right protection and use the H on the back side to get the back side. So we're going to do a slide right. There. And he's got the edge. The H has got the edge. Okay? The quarterback's going to fake buck, reverse, drop back, and here he comes. So what if he wasn't there? The backside guy's coming on like a dig. You'll see him right there, see? And that's what we told the quarterback. So if for whatever reason they jump him and run with him, dump it across the middle. All right, it's fake in reverse, and I firmly believe you got to do that. And how do we do that? We just make a call, tell them to fake reverse. We'll go trips to the reverse side, have the Z come back, faking the reverse. Again, something just slow down backside pursuit. So you got guys running to them. There's another reverse. Not a great job of blocking it, but getting a guy in space and getting people out in front of him just to get in the way sometimes works. There's no lack of effort by the blockers. They're just not doing a good job of blocking. But notice we block it like buck. I think this is another fake. No, it's reverse. Better job of blocking it that time. Feed him in so he can crack. Look at him chase the guy all the way down. That was a good youngin. He was valedictorian. There was nobody out there to log by the lead guard. But now the backside guard should have stayed with his guy. Watch, right there. Because see, that's the guy that ends up slowing down. So you wind up getting a lead block on the corner. That's always a good thing. But right here, that's the backside guard. Stay with that guy. You know, we don't do much as far as saying block the DB. We kind of feel like if we can get the ball to the third level, then let the athletes be athletes. And if you don't have great athletes, you're still gaining yards. But get that linebacker because he's the one that's going to really make the play. And he's just hustling the guard. But look who gets there. Then you get out there and you push somebody in the back. That's brilliant. Loyal number two was special. All right, this is Fife again. On the previous, I told y'all how good they were. Keep it outside, buddy. This is the best small school program in the United States, in my opinion, public school. I mean, there's like a little, like Valdosta used to be. Okay. All right, that's it for companion plays off the buck. Okay. This is, I put it all in one, so it's only one part. Okay. All right, I'll get this out to y'all quick as I can. Give me some feedback. Be sure to, if you're getting this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like it and hit the bell. While you're here watching this, go to some of the playlists and you'll see some cool things. This is not open to the public. This is only being sent to guys that were at the clinic. It is an unlisted YouTube video and only people with the link. If you can share it, go ahead, but you're the one that paid to come to the clinic. If you want to share it to somebody who didn't come to the clinic, that's on you. Eventually, I'm going to put this on my page and make it open, make it public. But for to begin with, and I say eventually, it may be months, just for the guys who are at the clinic. All right. I'm going to come back and do the play action pass and the RPO next. See y'all.